Hey guys, welcome to our channel, Explosive USA. Ukraine live updates. Undeterred by Russian attack, officials prepare for grain shipments. Ukrainian officials said they were organizing caravans of ships and taking other steps to resume grain exports, even after Russia attacked the port city of Odessa. The war continues to hit Ukrainian healthcare workers and medical infrastructure hard. Ukraine presses on with a plan for much-needed grain shipments after a Russian attack. Ukraine is pressing ahead with its plan to resume grain exports across the Black Sea, a government official said on Monday, in the face of a Russian missile attack on the port of Odessa that raised doubts about the viability of an international agreement aimed at easing a global food shortage. Millions of tons of grain in Ukraine's ports have been held hostage by the war, but a deal struck on Friday in Istanbul that involved Turkey and the United Nations appeared to offer hope, especially for the countries in Africa and the Middle East most reliant on the country's exports. A day later, the missile strike, which damaged infrastructure at the port, called that deal into question. Under the agreement, Ukrainian captains would be protected as they sail their ships out of the port, which was seeded with mines to impede an assault on the city, and into the Black Sea where the Russian Navy is dominant. A spokesman for the regional military administration in Odessa said on Monday that Ukraine would continue to work to carry out the plan. The spokesman, Serhiy Brachik, said at a news conference that the port was working on putting together some vessel caravans. These vessel caravans will be in charge of delivering on the commitments assumed within the agreements reached. Security remained paramount and the port would not be fully unblocked, he said, adding, "We are talking only about a corridor that will be functioning and will be utilized to export Ukrainian grain." Hunger in parts of the world far from the conflict is just one of the far-reaching consequences of the decision by President Vladimir Putin of Russia to invade Ukraine 5 months ago. The war has also strengthened NATO, given the European Union a new focus, sent energy prices soaring, slowed global growth, redrawn alliances, and left Moscow weakened and isolated by sanctions. Subscribe to our channel Explosive USA to get all the updated news of Russia-Ukraine war. Moscow sent its foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov, on a 4-day trip to Africa to make the case that the West, and not Russia, is to blame for grain shortages. He said poorer countries were being victimized by wealthier ones. "We know that the African colleagues do not approve of the undisguised attempts of the US and their European satellites to gain the upper hand, and to impose a unipolar world order to the international community," Mr. Lavrov wrote in an article published in newspapers in the 4 countries he was visiting: Egypt, Ethiopia, Uganda, and the Republic of Congo. Some governments in Africa and the Middle East are wary of alienating either side in the conflict, both because of a desire to maintain access to Russian grain and other exports and because of a policy of preserving friendly ties with Moscow that often dates back to the Soviet era. A growing Ukrainian counteroffensive aimed at retaking territory in another coastal province, Kherson, risks further complicating the grain export plan. In a sign of the intensification of fighting in the south, Ukraine ordered the evacuation of residents from Shevchenkov, a village they controlled near the front line in Mykolaiv province, the Mykolaiv City Council said on Monday. The residents were ordered to go to Odessa. Ukraine's military said on Monday that its aircraft had attacked 5 Russian targets in Kherson province in the last 24 hours. The agreement to open the port to grain exports took months of negotiation and at times appeared doomed. Under the deal, a joint command center with officials from Ukraine, Russia, Turkey, and the United Nations will be set up in Istanbul to monitor the movements of the grain flotillas. The ships will head into Turkish waters to be inspected by officials. Thanks for watching this videos. Please subscribe our channel, Explosive USA, for more update news. You can leave your opinion about the video in the comments.